Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Up Next. I want to come back with another video. Hey, man, say, man, look, Poetic Flacco. This audio was played in court today. We'll get Lil Baby arrested very soon. Let's get it. Let's go. Shout out to Poetic Flacco. Without Poetic Flacco, man, this video wouldn't be possible. Let's go, y'all.
This fraud of a detective, Verito the Vixen, as I call her, who lied her way to the edges of perjury during the YSL trial, is apparently the one being used to indict Lil Baby on RICO charges. And we found this out, actually, at the Goodfellas Lil Baby Ops RICO grand jury indictment today. So we're going to review that shortly. But let's just rewind a little bit to give you guys some insight on what's going on. If you are a Lil Baby fan, it's going to be a hard couple of months for you, bro. Because this Lil Baby situation feels like the Atlanta police, they're just committed to trying to get Lil Baby locked up. It don't matter, even if they feel like they can't win the case, getting him off the streets for a year or two as he fight this RICO is their goal. Shout out my guy, Bradford Cohen, man. He's Kodak Black's lawyer, Drake's lawyer. He actually gave a take on his Lil Baby situation that I believe it's pretty much what's going to happen. So he says they're trying to say that Lil Baby is going to get indicted. We all know how that goes in Atlanta. Those prosecutors can't get out of their own way. Another clown show if that happens. Shout out to Brad, man. We talk often in the DMs, and he's coming out to do an interview with me in LA soon, probably next week or so. But Brad is sitting back like a lot of us, just observing what's going on. He sees the Atlanta police chief tells Lil Baby,
and I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
We're gonna hold you and your associates accountable because Lil Baby filming a music video in the hood of a rival, and the music video got shot up. So Baby and them responded back by shooting and killing one of the rivals, and then the rivals responded back by shooting and killing two 13-year-olds. Atlanta PD is blaming Lil Baby for that, claiming that Lil Baby is responsible because he filmed a music video in Goodfellas territory. And then we sit back and we watch them arrest Goodfellas for RICO, and then Lil Baby name is being mentioned throughout the entire grand jury. Like it's like, bro, is this about Goodfellas or about Lil Baby? It don't make sense. And then we sit back and we see the, the Georgia Public Defender's Office saying, yeah, we expect the RICO to come soon. We're preparing staff right now to make sure that we have enough people to represent any of the defendants in the 4PF RICO who needs, a public defender. So it's already a done deal. Like, the RICO is coming for Lil Baby, but the thing is, what exactly is the RICO going to be for, right? Like, for all the instances they bring up, it involves everybody else but Lil Baby.
One by one, the suspects charged in the 2024 murders of 13-year-old Lamont Freeman and his friend 13-year-old Jacody Davis took their seats inside a Fulton County courtroom for day 3 of a preliminary hearing, which will determine if there's sufficient evidence for the men to stand trial.
So I think that we are ready to begin.
An APD detective who asked us not to show her face because she's involved in undercover investigations took the stand for more than 2 hours. She testified that investigators used social media posts and wiretaps to determine that the 7 defendants are members or associates of the Goodfellas criminal street gang. Police say the shooting stemmed from a gang war sparked by rapper Lil Baby, who they claim is affiliated with the rival criminal street gang 4PF. Last May, police say the hip-hop superstar filmed a music video in their territory and multiple people were shot.
I'm not gonna lie, this is absurdity to heights I've never seen before. They're doing all of this, claiming that a gang war was started because Lil Baby filmed a music video in the ops territory. Now, I'll be real. Do I believe that Lil Baby should have been more responsible? Because, like, the optics of you being a multi-millionaire coming to these people's neighborhood in your multi-million-dollar bulletproof trucks, bringing a lot of chaos there and then leaving to go to your mansion, the optics is horrible, bro. But to paint it as this man started a gang war and he has to be held responsible for it, it's kind of like, bro, like, come on, bro.
Which investigators say sparked a gang war. The attorney for Lil Baby called those claims complete and total nonsense and added that his client had absolutely nothing to do with those shootings. During cross-examination today, defense attorney Brian Tevis criticized the investigation and claimed that investigators did not have any evidence that proves his client was involved or even in a gang.
I've been photographed with Chief Justice John Roberts. Am I a member of the Supreme Court?
Is the Supreme Court a gang?
Well, they're affiliated in fact. There's 3 or more members, and if any of them commits a crime, you would say they're in a gang, right?
If they commit criminal street gang activity.
Full coverage for just $39 a month?
But that argument isn't being used on Lil Baby's behalf because Lil Baby is like the gang leader of 4PF. He is the leader. That's being used on one of the members of Lil Baby's ops, Goodfellas, right? They're all in right now on a RICO. One of the dudes, his lawyer, who's currently representing him, he wasn't even present when the two 13-year-olds got killed. But because he hangs with these dudes, because he's a part of, I guess, whatever they got going on, he's now dragged in on a RICO, and he's being charged as well for the murder of two 13-year-olds.
Yeah, some of the back and forth that we saw during cross-examination. Now, again, this is going to continue next Monday at 12:30, and at that point, the judge will decide if there's enough evidence for these suspects to stand trial. We're live in downtown Atlanta. Michael Seiden, Channel 2 Action News.
Here's the crazy part. Goodfellas ain't even been indicted by a grand jury yet. They got brought in due to probable cause, and they're being detained due to the nature of the crime. So they're still going through the grand jury process to try to figure out if there's probable cause to formally indict them on charges. Verito the Vixen is listed as a gang expert. So essentially, she goes undercover because she looks the way she does. She gets entangled with these gangbangers, take the information they give them, and then use it against them in court. So she took the stand today at the Goodfellas grand jury hearing, I believe. And during this hearing, she said a couple things that relates to Lil Baby that we have to discuss. All right, so let's get into it.
All right, and this investigation began with your looking at the certain Instagram page, and whose was that?
The Instagram page belonged to Keontae Sanders, also known as Midnight.
Okay. And while looking at that page, you found some direct message communications, one of which showed that.
What cap down, bro?
And I hope all you criminals and street dudes is listening, bro. She just said that they recovered the messages that was sent in disappearing mode. Y'all be thinking that things like Snapchat and Instagram disappearing mode, those things are Fed proof. They're not Fed proof at all, bro. Being a criminal is so hard nowadays, bro. The messages that quote unquote disappeared on Instagram for you is still being hosted. And they was able to pull the messages that was sent in disappearing mode, self-snitching, and use it to indict them on a RICO. Oh my. Yo, the streets is cold, bro.
And this is what's
I leader.
Yeah.
He's rep. Say you have a homie, right? And your homie, let's say he comes around,
all right, nigga, that's enough court for me, man. God damn. Y'all want to spend y'all life watching court? Go to Poetic Flacco. Shout out to Poetic Flacco. Next video.